Yeah, like, I'm saying, I'm like, man, just like crazy as ever, but I already knew that, like, Rome was gonna come back here. I already knew Gang was like gonna return or whatever when you know what I mean? But I don't know because, yeah, he just came back today or whatever when you know what I'm saying? Bro, anyway, I mean, he might go crazy again. Like, start hitting up again or whatever when you know what I'm saying? I mean, I see, yeah, I might do that shit again. Hell, telling you, know what I'm saying? I don't know. So yeah, just like, make sure that like, that I took care of that business or whatever when you know, for real though. Anyway, but that's the point. Now I'm like, watching Yellow Jackets, you know what I'm saying? And I'm watching the episodes that like came out from this year, you know what I'm saying? For real though. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. It's like cool, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They like did a recap, showed everything that I like was watching on the first season and second season and that shit. Brother. So yeah, I mean like it was good. You know what I mean? I mean like shoot. And the third like season is good as ever. You know what I mean? Brother. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know how many like seasons it's gonna be or whatever when you know what I mean? For real though. But I'm gonna like finish like watch a season 3 or whatever when you know what I mean? For real though. Anyway, so yeah, I'm like get through that or whatever when you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so yeah, I'm like on a like second season of like Fatal Seduction. You know what I'm saying? Right. And yes, I'm gonna be finishing it. You know what I mean? Right. But I'm still gonna be watching like 2 episodes a day. You feel me? Right. I mean like to as well. You know what I mean? Right. So I can get through it or whatever when you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so yeah, I mean like. Oh my goodness, I just can't get enough of watching that, like, watching those horror stories or whatever when you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Just hearing, like, the stuff out like that, you know what I mean? For real though, anyway, so, yeah, it's like, cool, you understand or whatever when you know what I'm saying? For real though, anyway, so, yeah, I mean, like, shoot, it's interesting or whatever when I'm saying? Not me watching a lot of, like, people doing it and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, just narrating about, like, you know what I'm saying, stories and all this stuff like that, you know what I mean? Anyway, so, yeah, I might end up, like, looking at, like, 10, like, creepiest top 10 or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Or top 10 or whatever, you know what I mean? Because I haven't watched it in a while, you know what I'm saying? But, anyway, I did, like, watch, like, seeing, like, a video of this, but that was, like, a few months ago, you know what I'm saying? But, anyway, so, that was cool, summer, you know what I mean? Anyway, so, yeah, I'm gonna, like, go ahead and, like, what I'm saying? See, like, how far I can get or whatever when I'm practically after this video or whatever. But on Yellow Jackets though, you know what I'm saying? For real though. I mean like shoot. I'm gonna like see how far I can get or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Until I like decide to give like to see me up or whatever whatnot, you know what I mean? For real though. Be like but I don't like be like no it's my championship no like nah I'm not like that you know shit for real though. I mean I'm just giving up winning you know what I'm saying I mean like so be like oh here you go it's all yours you know what I'm saying all you gotta do just like you know what I'm saying for real though go ahead and watch TV like you know what I'm saying have a good time watching it you know what I mean anyway so yeah, I'm like just out there checking out the time or whatever when to see like when they go hit 9 o'clock or whatever on my phone or whatever whatnot. You know what I mean? For real though, that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Anyway, so yeah, yeah, I was like actually paying attention or whatever whatnot. You know what I mean? For real though. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna like try to go here and there, like try to find this like place or whatever when I think it's called a garden or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you give out good stuff, you know what I'm saying? For real though. Plus, I got, like, get more shirts and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? For real though. I mean, like, shoot. Yeah, I really just, like, go get it myself, you know what I mean? For real though. I mean, like, shoot. Yeah, it's, like, really something or whatever, whatnot, you know what I mean? But I'm a partner in location, you already know what it is. For real though. Anyway, so, yeah, I know I like, what I'm saying? I did like, good. I'm always do good in class, you know what I'm saying? Always do that. You know what I'm saying? I always keep my eye on the ball, you know what I mean? For real though. Anyway, one of the kids asked me like, why wasn't I testing? I was like, cause I didn't I wasn't testing. Nah, she ain't for real though. Nah, I'm saying for real. Anyway, I could have like, walked all the way down there and stuff like that. He like, yeah, but he was like, you know what I'm saying? Well, I wasn't judging. You know what I'm saying? Was the judge or whatever when I'm like, yeah, because like I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Just gonna be like, positive. Just like, you know what I'm saying? The other like, just be or whatever when you know what I mean? I mean like shoot. Because I know like, the kids will be doing their best or whatever when you know what I mean? For real though, so yeah, I can understand it. I can understand it for real, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so yeah, it's like cool. And like you did good, buddy. And I say, I'm telling you, for real though. Anyway, so yeah, I mean like because like I don't want them to feel like disappointed or nothing like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like oh my goodness, like it be really something or whatever when I be like you did bad. What do you want to say for yourself? So no, like nah, I can't do that. Can't do that at all. You know what I'm saying? I would like you to just be glad you did your best. You know what I'm saying? For real though, that's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can ever do. You feel me? For real though, anyway. So I remember when I was like, doing my like, poem or whatever when you know what I mean? And I got like dizzy out of nowhere. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, shoot, now I know what my like twins was talking about when they like, when she said when they said they like, was getting like, what I'm saying, dizzy. You know what I'm saying? Because of some of the moves you move fast with and it's like you're spinning in a circle and be like you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, your head get all like, weed and dazing and be dazing and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh my goodness, you really something or whatever when you know what I mean? For real. Anyway, so yeah, I'm glad I got that like, I'm like sure that I like, take care of that or whatever when you know what I mean? For real. Anyway, so yeah, I'm like, go ahead and like, you know what I'm saying? Just something to skip up the running or whatever whatnot. My teacher says you gotta add some more moves, some more form of whatever whatnot. But it's cool, she I mean like I don't even know, you know what I mean? I mean like if she has some more moves, cool, you know what I'm saying? But I still had to wait for like, 2 years to pass or whatever so I could test or whatever, you know what I mean? For real. I mean like ain't no damn but that chicken, like, you know what I mean? For real. Anyway, so I'm gonna like, go ahead and like wait patiently, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so yeah, I'ma just like, do my thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so yeah, because like I'm gonna make sure that I become a ninth degree. You already know what it is. For real. But anyway, it don't stop like, just ninth degree, you know what I'm saying? I could go up, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta find like, gotta find a school that like, go higher than ninth degree, you know what I'm saying? For real though. Anyway, so yeah, I mean I should but nah. I'm not gonna ever leave my teacher. I'm not gonna ever leave my school. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay with my school. You feel me? For real though. I mean, like, shoot, I'm just like, helping, like, just like teaching and all that, and you know what I'm saying? Just like doing certain stuff. You know what I mean? Like doing the stuff that I do or whatever when you know what I mean? For real though. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna like, continue on doing that or whatever when you know what I mean? For real though. I mean, like, that's all I could do. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, so now I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Gonna like, go ahead and like do my thing or whatever when you know what I'm saying? I'm up there, I asked my teacher like, do I have to like go fast with the like combination of, because I went slow with it and it didn't open. You're like, you gotta go fast with it sometimes. I'm like, alright. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hit the bell on notifications so you can see my next upload and my next post, and on my store, make another one tomorrow. And oh yeah, you can check out my previous videos and make a like. So long, be well, goodbye.